The story starts way back in 1846. There's this big merchant ship sailing from Scotland to America, right? But one night, it's super foggy and they get totally lost. And bam! The ship just gets completely smashed on some rocks. It's a total disaster, and pretty much everyone on board is dead. But wait, 3 guys actually survive. There's Oliver Cosley, Jim Buckley, and this other dude, Paris. They escape on this little wooden boat. They have a map and stuff, but it's completely useless because they have no idea where they are. This place isn't on any map. So yeah, they're in big trouble, and they're thinking, we got to figure something out or we're going to die just like everyone else. So the sun comes up, the fog clears a little, and they spot an island. It's not too far, so they paddle over, hit the shore, and just crash for a bit. The whole place is dead silent, and they figure it must be a deserted island. But then, surprise, this old man named Pingle just shows up out of nowhere. Turns out he lives there. He's super nice and is all like, hey guys, welcome to my island, and takes them back to his house. He even gives them food, which is pretty cool. So Cosley starts spilling the beans about the shipwreck and how they ended up there. They figure out the crash wasn't too far from the old guy's house, and they start thinking, hey, maybe other people survived. So they ask the old man if they can light a giant fire so other survivors might see the smoke. But the old guy's all like, nah, you guys just chill and rest up. I'll take care of the fire. Which is a little weird, right? Anyway, Cosley's arm is really messed up from the crash, so Pingle says they should stay on the island for a few days to get better. He takes them to this guy named Deckles, who's going to patch them up. And this is where it gets super weird. Get this. The island is pretty big and has like 40 houses, but there are only 4 people living there. Just the old man Pingle, his daughter Corrigan, this Deckles guy, and his niece Lampy. That's it. So the guys are like, dude, what is the deal with this place? Deckles tells them this whole story about how the island's land went bad. So it was impossible to live there anymore, and everyone just left. He says the 4 of them just decided to stay behind because they wanted to. Yeah, right. Then that night, Buckley starts hearing these strange noises, and everyone, especially the 2 girls, is acting really weird and sketchy. The survivors are starting to think something is seriously messed up here, and that these people are hiding a big secret. So they decide they've had enough. They're like, okay, we're going to explore this island ourselves and find out what's really going on. But Deckles totally forbids it. He's like, that is a really bad idea, guys.
Is like,
this
no
island
way.
gets
Stay
dangerous.
Put. There's nothing out there, and it's better for you to just stay here. And he was kind of right, because they search and find absolutely nothing. All the houses are totally empty. The whole place is a dead island. No people, no animals, nothing. Super creepy. So Buckley is super suspicious now. He's like, this whole thing is messed up. And the biggest deal is that this island isn't even on the map. Like, how is that even possible? So Paris and Buckley decide to go full detective mode. They split up to cover more ground and figure out what the heck is going on. Buckley makes it back to their meeting spot pretty fast, but Paris is a no-show. Turns out the poor dude has bad eyesight, he sprains his foot, and he gets completely lost out there. And then it gets really freaky for him. He feels like someone else is there with him, and he starts hearing these awful, weird voices. He's totally horrified and starts screaming for his friends, but no one can hear him. Back at the house, Buckley's like, guys, Paris isn't back yet? So they all get ready to go find him, but then Deckles shows up again and tells them to stop. He's like, don't go out in the dark. It's not safe. You have to wait until morning. But they're all freaking out knowing Paris is in big trouble. And of course, their worst fears come true. The next morning, they go looking for him, and they find Paris's dead body. It looks like he was thrown off a cliff or something. Okay, so now Buckley and Cosley are 100% convinced something is seriously wrong here. They're thinking, is this island cursed, or are these people just total psychos? They're suspicious of all 4 of them now, but especially the 2 girls. Why the girls? Because their behavior is off the charts weird. Get this, their faces and even their eye colors will just randomly change. It gets so bad that sometimes they have to be literally tied to the bed. And the weirdest one is Corrigan. She's always wandering off into the forest at night to do these bizarre rituals, like walking around a fire. And here's the kicker. Right around the time Paris went missing, the girls' eyes and faces did that whole color-changing thing. It was like a sign. The guys think they either enchanted Paris or attacked him, or at the very least, they knew he was dying. But whatever happened, they couldn't save their friend. Then they spot a 3rd lady on the island, someone they've never seen before. and they suddenly remember seeing a light up on the mountains when they were first floating in their little boat. Cosley starts putting all the pieces together. The island not being on the map is a huge clue. He starts searching around, and you'll never guess, he finds a diary. And this diary spills all the beans. It has all this info about other ships. It says that the people living there now weren't the original inhabitants. And it also says that other visitors who came to this island got trapped here.
We are out of here. The good news is their little boat is still right there on the shore. So they make a plan. They're going to grab their stuff and make a run for it that night. But bad news, it's a super foggy night and they can barely see a thing. And just as they're trying to sneak away, they start hearing these totally messed up, mysterious sounds. And get this, it sounds like their dead friends screaming for help. It's so horrible that it literally starts driving them insane. They're about to just jump into the water and end it all when bam, old man Pingal shows up out of nowhere. He yells at them to come back to the house. And then he finally spills the beans on the whole freaky island. He's like, listen, you guys are completely trapped here. You can't escape no matter what you do. If you want to live, you have to do exactly what we say. Otherwise, you'll end up dead just like your friends. Then he tells them the whole crazy story. He says that a long time ago, the island was full of happy people. Then this girl with golden hair named Perseus washed up on shore. She was awesome, everyone loved her, and the whole island totally prospered. But here's the secret. She was actually a goddess in disguise. The whole story is based on Greek mythology, and apparently her dad was Zeus, the main god dude. She came there to live a normal life. But one day, some drunk guy on the island attacked her and ended up killing her. And since she was in her human form, she couldn't use her goddess powers to stop him. After she died, the whole island went to hell. The crops failed, people started starving, and then the curse started. The spirit of the dead goddess couldn't get her revenge directly, so she took control of the island's women. And they just started killing all the men, their sons, their brothers, their fathers. Total chaos. They'd kill anyone who tried to escape. That's why the island is so empty. So the reason those 4 people, Pingal, Decals, and the 2 girls are still alive is to keep the curse going. The island basically acts like a siren, luring in passing ships, enchanting them, and then wrecking them on the rocks so the curse can feed on the survivors. That's what happened to their ship. It's been going on for years. The survivors just become prisoners on the island for the rest of their short, miserable lives. So the guys are obviously completely stunned to hear all this, and they are not staying. They now know for sure that their friend Paris was a victim of these psycho ladies. So the old man has a change of heart and decides to help them escape for real. He ties up the crazy ladies so they can't do their mind control thing on them. But it's too late for Cosley. The spell is too strong. He gets enchanted and just walks right into the water and drowns. It's so tragic. After all that, the women on the island are so disturbed by what happened that they take their own lives. In doing so, they weaken the goddess's power over the island. And in the end, no one ever knew what happened to Buckley, the last survivor, or if he ever made it home. The whole island just stayed a big, creepy mystery.